Freighter Fi here. I just wanted to touch base with everybody because last time we had spoke, I stated I was going to be releasing a Shadow Work 7-tier pyramid video compilation. I had hit some hiccups and ended up with a few distractions, which I'm kind of happy everything happened the way that it did and things transpired as they did. I am fully confident now. I was put in the seat I was recently put in for a very specific purpose. Now, before I even begin talking, I'm going to be clearing the air. I'm going to be lighting bay leaf. You know, just to ward away any potential evil eyes or negative energy sent my way. And with that being said, I have some salt for the spirits to absorb any and all negative energies that may enter this. Wish me ill intent, harm, sickness, and or bad luck. Grand Marine, everybody. On this day of Mars, I have a very specific message to deliver. I'd like to talk about corruption. So, before I release my videos on shadow work, I need to deliver a message because now that I have what I consider legal checkmate, I need to bring a little situation to light because apparently people think it is a joke. Now, I know a lot of you have heard a lot of things from one half of the situation. There's a lot of crazy rumors, a lot of gossip, a lot of chit chat regarding me and my situation. And during the midst of this, I am going to the gym every day, minding my own business, working out regularly. I don't go anywhere. I spend a lot of time with my 2 little ones. And that's about it. We just travel and have family time. Now, with that being said, I'd like to get on the topic of corruption, specifically in Luzerne County, Pennsylvania. Now, I recently had a custody battle. It did not go well. And I kind of think I have a little assumption, I guess you want to say. Now, I'm not going to speak on the other party, because despite the outlandish rumors, I do not discuss this individual. They are not of an importance. I do not let them to be spoken in my household. As a matter of fact, I only speak well of them up until recently when I decided to speak my half of the story. So, besides all that, I'm calling out Judge Stephanie Salavantes of Luzerne County Family Court. Multiple times I have contacted you via email. I have contacted your secretary. I have went in person. I have submitted proof of claim to stand on. I have compiled a 100-page packet of evidence that I have found against this judge and attorney Michael Beltrami, who so boastfully brags about having everybody in his back pocket, multiple workers in children and youth, and Northeast Counseling, which all seem to be in collusion. Now, I have on many occasions submitted proof of perjury, which Ms. Salavantes had allowed in her courtroom. What is perjury, you might say? Perjury is the offense of willfully telling an untruth in court after being sworn in. Now, when you swear in, you are obligated by law to tell the truth, speak facts, and make sure you provide sufficient evidence as per PA, state, and federal guidelines. There is a such thing as legally obtained evidence and unlawfully obtained evidence. And when you have no evidence, that is what is considered hearsay, mudslinging, defamation of character, and slander. Now, I can't I can not only state that I was slandered, defamed, and lied upon, I have a mechanic right now that is writing a statement for the police because since I've been working on this mission to uncover this whatever the hell is going on in Luzerne County, I've had my tires slashed, I've had my car screwed with, I've had people contacting my job demanding to speak with me, yelling at an RN to get me fired, making false allegations that I am punching people in the face. I have had a seriously bitter woman enter the clubhouse where I live. I live in a private development, making outlandish statements, trying to get me evicted. I have been attacked back to back to back. I have kept my mouth shut. I have remained studious, observant, and subservient to spirit, and only now I am being given permission from the above to speak on my tribulations, if you will. So while all of this is going on, I am petitioning the judge, do your job, do your job, do your job. Now this judge has an oath of office. She has an obligation and a duty to blindly and unbiasedly make judgments, be fair, and delegate certain tasks to people. Now, when perjury is committed, that is a offense by imprisonment, punishable by fines, and even more so when you have somebody who is arrested for methamphetamine use, methamphetamine possession, and methamphetamine distribution, get on stand, make a fictitious statement, lie under oath, and evidence and sufficient evidence as per federal and state law is provided is submitted, and you dismiss it as moot being irrelevant to the subject matter, but under federal law, that is 100% relevant to the subject matter. Now, when a judge willingly commits a criminal offense, last time I checked, that null and voids any contract. Contract would be any order that a judge may or may not have passed because the judge willfully violated her oath of office. Now, an oath of office is a document, which is an instrument that records a formality, an agreement, obligation, and or any legal enforceable act. And when we make fake documents or we alter information or we submit information that we are knowing to be false, incorrect, we change dates, which would be altering, that is what is considered forgery. Now, Mr. Beltrami not only submitted multiple documents that are conflicting with court records, which I have submitted by several years to date. And I'm talking a 4-year time frame discrepancy. Blatantly disregarding the facts to the subject matter, which is going to be one of my favorite words for this video. Despite bringing this to the judge's attention, this was still allowed, this was still happening, and nothing was done. To date, there has been no arrests upon the perjury or the forgery. Despite the evidence, I literally have a pile of evidence like this. So, to call the bluff, I decided to take it upon myself to do something that I don't think has ever been done. I created what I like to call a legal checkmate. So I wrote and compiled a nice little packet and sent it out to 14 different bodies. 16 now, and several that I'm not even going to mention. I have sent it to 4 different judges, 1 president judge, 3 judges that are experienced in the case history and actually presided over the case, the FBI, the Attorney General, the Office of Inspector General, the Department of State, the Judicial Board of Conduct, the Department of Justice, the Pennsylvania State Police, Governor Josh Shapiro, President Joe Biden and the Democratic Party down in Washington, D.C., the Department of Justice, and the District Attorney. Now, although the judge was not interested in anything I had to say, Mr. Beltrami made a heyday illegally representing his client under Rule 8.4 Pennsylvania law, ABA rule. It states that a conflict of interest is unacceptable, and by law, he wasn't allowed to represent this woman. And despite me citing ABA rule, I got threatened to be put in get put into jail and be held in contempt for citing laws, letting the judge know that he was breaking them. She just, told me to basically shut the hell up and move along. I'm not going to move along. And now I'm at the point where all of these bodies have received my packet. Several of them were actually so very much interested in what I had to say, they have actually personally come to my home. I will not say who, because I have a mutual understanding that I'm going to let them do their job, and it's going to be up to you to figure out who's investigating you and how long they have been investigating you for. I promise you that I'm going to push this through and testify to make sure that you all go to federal prison, because I can't imagine why a judge would be doing these back-ended deals with an attorney, why children and youth would have some kind of role in this. Come to find out, she used to work for children and youth, has a lot of hands in children and youth, and then Northeast Counseling, who has been hell-bent on convincing children they are brainwashed, the other parent is bad, invoking and coercing parental alienation to the point where this attorney actually has connections in the Northeast Counseling branch, who I'm not sure if it's his ex-wife, current wife, either way, a Miss Kathleen Beltrami, who he owns assets with, conflict of interest. I don't want to get too down the rabbit hole, but I'm pretty sure Kathleen is an Epstein, and if you actually trace her family tree, she is related to the Epsteins up in New York. So, of course, me, naturally, I have a proclivity to learn. I like to know what is going on, especially when I am seriously impacted and my family is literally hit with a bat. So, I just, live within my yacht. I'm doing my studying. And I hope that Lady Justice Osset stays cold, unbiased, and consistent in coming after you. And I will not rest until I figure out what the hell this nonsense is going on with you guys. Are you kidnapping children? Are you possibly starting a new Kids for Cash 2.0 that I may have just become aware of? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Either way, to me, it looks like racketeering at its finest. Very, very well, tight knit. Because this group of people, nobody wants to talk on anybody. So if we're all washing each other's hands, I guess it's time we get everybody involved. We have all eyes and attention on us. Because at this point, you didn't do your job. You had an oath of office. And you people are sworn in to serve and protect. I'm not talking about the attorney, I'm talking about the other ones. He could be the biggest slime ball on earth. I don't think very fondly of him. I think he is repugnant at best. Subpar in ethical behavior, and even his mannerisms and demeanor is just shoddy at best. Anyways, with that being said, I'm going to say a little prayer to invoke the angelic spirits of protection. And may God have mercy on your soul, because you wanted to play with Lucifer, and you're getting the Lightbringer. And I promise you, this will come to light. Bishem Adonai, Mimini, Mikael, Mismoli, Gavriel, Milifnai, Uriel, Meacharai, Raphael, Va'al Roshi, Shekinah, El. I hope I gain some traction with this video, and I hope I get some support. Because if this is a Kids for Cash 2.0, or they are possibly trafficking children, this kind of attention and this amount of eyes is the only way that we can actually bring light to this situation and stop these criminals in their tracks. All you had to do was do your job in my case. You seriously underestimated my ability to learn, observe, and be subservient to the elements. And I invoke the energies within to bring the inner hero without, so I can stand true in my claim, in my power, and bring light to this situation. Because justice, though slow, remains constant. Always.